Welcome to Killing Next Tuesday. It's our Halloween special, and I'm going to be making pizza skulls. Should I take the teeth out or leave them in?
I think so, yeah. I think a lot of people don't know that vampires' teeth are removable. So yeah, I think take them out. Nice, and take them out with flair as well.
Yeah,
that's good, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we have our pizza skull mould. I'm using ready-rolled, ready-made pizza dough. The reason why is you could make your own dough. I mean, I make pizza dough all the time at home, but I don't know if it would necessarily be tough enough, because it gets quite thin and stuff. And with this, you need to press it round. And, this stuff is sort of like takes a lot more stretching.
So it's a lot more pliable then.
Much more pliable. I mean, it's almost like using blue tack. Or chewing gum. You'll see.
So, I guess trying to get into a mould would be quite difficult with quite stiff dough as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So it's the ideal thing for it.
Okay.
You can either buy this on a roll like this, or for the same price, you can buy it as a ball. But we normally use the ball because this is actually quite awkward to get off of the paper, but you'll see that. You'll see me struggle with this later.
And we'll look forward to that.
I'm sure you'll find that quite amusing. So, okay, and the other thing is, so this is my one concession to using jars, because obviously I think a lot of us are jar snobs.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of cooking and stuff like that. And maybe that's wrong to be like that. I mean, I was a jar snob and then I had kids. So all of a sudden you're not. So
it does make you lower your standards quite a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, very much so, yeah, at the time. So this is my one concession to using the jars generally, is the bolognese pasta sauce kind of things. To be honest, like if I was making this at home, I'm not going to make it that much different to this. There probably is a lot more salt and sugar in this than I would put in, because obviously it has to sit on the shelf. So it has the preservatives, but there's not too much more.
I find some of the pasta sauces, they're actually pretty decent these days.
Yeah.
I think. I bought one of the Essentials one, which is the really, really cheap one, and it's so watery. I can't remember which supermarket it was, but I mean, the kind of bog standard ones are fine, really. I think unless you go to the value kind of things.
Yeah. I'm perfectly happy with these. I'm using it more and more, if I'm honest, for like meatball things with the kids. If I'm making like a bolognese or ragu for myself, then I would probably just do it straight away as like a passata and chopped tomatoes. But for something like this, I think it's ideal. Yeah. And with kids as well, it's like, because a lot of the time I do this with the kids. That's the whole point of doing it.
And especially something like this, where it's probably a little bit more complex anyway. The odd shortcut here and there just makes it so much easier, doesn't it? Yeah.
So one thing I do want to talk about, so this is, I'll cover the label of where it came from. So this is your bolognese pasta sauce. Now this jar is around about 69p. And, it's just your tomatoes and things like that.
That's pretty good
They
value.
also sell tomato and herb pizza topper. Now, as you can see, that's a lot smaller than that. But that one costs £2.15.
So is it similar then? Or
it's virtually the same stuff.
Is it? Okay, yeah.
I mean, when you open up, this is a little thicker.
Okay.
But we can thicken this up. There's a couple of ways you can do that. You can either just like cook it for longer and let it reduce down a little bit and it will get thicker, or you can just add some tomato puree.
That's true.
But buying this and a tube of tomato puree is still cheaper.
That's a hell of a saving, isn't it?
Look at the size of that compared to that.
And especially if you had quite a few pizzas, I'd imagine the small jar doesn't go very far. Well, maybe one pizza, perhaps?
If you did that and you rolled out and you made that into 2 pizzas, I think that you'd use nearly all of that, or maybe more than half, I think, or something like that.
Whereas the other one, probably 4 pizzas out of that?
What I generally tend to do with that is, I can either use half of it for like meatball sauce for the kids. I make meatballs for the kids, or it does freeze very well as well. So, because I'm going to add a few bits to this, but it freezes up and I just write marinara or pizza topper sauce, meatball sauce or something like that. And it's fine, and again, it's another quick thing to get them.
So what do you actually add to that then to make them similar? Is it just the thickness, or do you add some
I'm going to add some tomato puree to it.
Okay.
I'm also going to add a little bit more oregano. Possibly, maybe you could I like tearing up a bit of fresh basil as well sometimes. So, and that sort of like gets you there. Right, okay, let's get on. Let's do our sauce first.
Okay, perfect.
And then go from there. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to put about half of that in there. There we go. That's going to be plenty for our pizza skulls. Maybe a little bit more just because I'm paranoid.
I suppose it's the kind of thing.
Get that going.
I suppose it's the kind of thing that it's easy to do it at this stage more than add more later, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So, right, he's going. Let's add some of this to thicken it up, make it nice and tomatoey. So that's a big tablespoon. So a couple of those. And that's going to thicken up nicely. So obviously the pasta sauce has already got some salt and some sugar in it. It also has like a little bit of lemon juice, garlic puree, onion powder, corn flour in it, I suppose, as a thickener. That's going to be fine.
They don't seem to have many kind of nasties in a lot of those jarred sauces, do they really?
No, I don't think they're too bad. I mean, you know, as I said, for something like this, I would probably have added a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of sugar. I'm not going to bother. And it's only, at the end of the day, it's a pizza topper, you know, for a kids thing as well. So I don't want it to be too rich.
No.
Really. That should be like rich enough.
That really has thickened up, hasn't it, a lot?
Yeah, it has, yeah. To be fair, I did put quite a lot of tomato puree in there. So let's have a little bit of this. Bit of fresh basil torn up in there. Doesn't need to be too much, but
nice.
You could chop it, but you can just tear it as well.
They say tearing it's meant to be a lot better, doesn't it? Because it's, I think when you cut it, it doesn't release the oils as much.
Yeah, my mum always told me when you chop fresh herbs up, you leave half the flavour on the chopping board. That's how I was brought up. So. That's get some heat going in there. That will thicken up nicely. Let's get our dough on the go. As I said, this stuff is actually quite fiddly.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I find it fiddly. Before we get that out, let's have a light dusting. Really, because it's proper sticky, this stuff.
Really
like I said,
weighty, isn't it? Yes.
Yes, good quality. It's
really good.
There's a little surprise at the end of the video concerning that as well. It's gone a bit of an awkward shape. I would normally do it on a flatter surface. Yeah. Let's get it in half. Obviously, we want to make 3 out of that.
I guess as well, the fact that it's in moulds is going to cover a lot of irregularity as well.
Yeah. If I can just pop some onto your thing. Yeah. For the moment. I know that isn't dusted, but I don't think it will stick.
Do you mind if I start eating a little bit?
Or some raw dough.
Some raw dough,
Right, and then we'll see if I can do it. The other thing with this stuff is, as you roll it out, it sort of shrinks back to the shape it was in. It's come out like a t-shirt.
that'd be amazing. You could almost bake your own crop tops, couldn't you?
So there's a rough thing of 3, and we'll go from there, I think. So I'm just going to brush this with olive oil, they don't really stick too much, but.
How is the non-stick with that? Is it pretty good?
It's fine. I mean, I've never had an issue before. So we have always oiled or buttered or something before previously, because this is so sort of pliable.
Yeah, I guess being a mould, it needs to conform to shapes, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah. So that's in there, and that's all you need to do really is get them in. So there's one in. Let's try and get this into slightly better shape because it's a bit crazy at the moment. Another one in there. It doesn't have to be too pretty. Once you get the filling in there, they'll sort of fill.
Yeah, I mean,
you fold it all over and
the regular shapes is only, once it's in the mould, it can pretty much be whatever shape anyway, can't it?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
When you're folding it over and things, and I'm sure when it comes out, the mould does a lot of the heavy lifting with that, doesn't it, I guess?
A drop of tomato in each one. This is mozzarella.
Okay.
Always go for mozzarella because you get that nice stringy effect.
Yeah.
Would you like a little bit of pesto in
yes,
yours?
please. Yeah, I love pesto.
I like a drop of pesto in mine. We'll do it in.
I really fell out of love with pesto when I was at uni because it's so cheap, and I'd have pesto and pasta like so many meals, and so I really went off it. But I've kind of grown to love it again. You know.
Oh, that's good. I think when I first got into pesto, I battered it. So me and the girlfriend that had found it together, and then we just had loads of it. Actually, would you like any more toppings? Would you like any onion or peppers or olives?
Some red onions would be quite nice, actually. Yeah, maybe. Oh, olives. Yeah, I love olives.
I've got some black olives.
Yeah, lovely. A bit of red onions and black olives would be great.
Sort of rationed it out to like 1 olive per skull. That'll be his brain. won't go too overboard. And obviously keep these quite small as well.
Yeah.
All of your little fillings. We'll have a little bit more blood in there.
This is a great idea, it's almost like calzone, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very much like that because it's wrapped up, isn't it? So,
but with the extra spooky element.
Once you've got this dish, it's a great little Halloween tradition. So right, time to fold it in. So these are ready to go in. The recommended time on there is 16 to 18 minutes.
Okay.
Let's try 16 minutes and see how we go with things.
Great.
Okay, so out they come. In the end, we gave them 20 minutes. 16 didn't look quite fully cooked on the back of the dough, but 20 they've come out perfectly.
Right.
So let's have a look.
I'm excited to see these.
Oh wow! There we go.
Love the monobrow now.
Yeah, that one has got really nice monobrow, but as you can see, there's sort of the teeth, all the features, everything are there.
Really molds into that.
So they're sort of still warmish. Yeah, but they all have their own individual character as well, which I think is another great thing about these.
And I think you worry about the kind of irregular shapes of the dough. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter at all. I know it sort of like seems a bit weird at first, but in actual fact, it's
that's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice one. Right. Here we go. Here we go. And you can see where there's sort of like, I don't know if this is where the tomato is a bit more at the forefront or something, you know, or maybe the slightly thinner dough on that section or something, so you can see the tomato more. But yeah, they all look
all
like
together. That's great, isn't it? Yeah, they look amazing.
I think maybe we'll give them another 10 minutes to cool down.
Okay, sure.
And then we'll actually sort of bust one open and
Looking forward to that.
effect.
Perfect. Yeah, great.
Okay, so while these are cooling, as I mentioned earlier, we have a little surprise regarding the tin, and that's that we're going to have one to give away. Not this particular one, it's going to be a nice new one, nice and clean. And anyone that comments and subscribes will be doing a draw. We'll probably run up until Halloween.
Yeah, and we'll announce a winner in the video after Halloween, I suppose.
Great.
Yeah, excellent. And that's a really nice prize as well, isn't it? Because, I mean, that isn't a cheap tin. It's a really, really lovely thing to have. So, yeah. And
next week is the car, but, you know, but at the moment we're stopping at a skull tin.
Like and subscribe, because then we can start being like Mr. Beast and giving away Lamborghinis At the moment, we're at baking tin level. Okay,
Yeah, we're getting there.
we're getting there. Yeah.
Right, I think they've cooled enough. So here's one for you. So some couple have got pesto in, I think.
Okay.
And a couple haven't. So
I'm so happy I got the monobrow one. That's amazing.
oh, that's Noel Gallagher.
Actually, it does look like Oasis a little bit.
Yeah. So I mean, look, here we go. Ready? Oh,
That looks amazing.
Look at the gunk in that.
That looks awesome.
Yeah,
Really cool.
there's his little brain, his olive brain.
And actually, the tomato sauce in there, in these skulls, when you break it open, it looks suitably Halloween-y.
What I think is nice is if you can just maybe go for the mouth and then possibly. Mum, and it can talk to you.
You probably
David.
You could probably poke through the eyes. And
Would you like to?
Yeah, I think so. I think I might go for Noel Gallagher. And let's
You're gonna just cut him in half.
just cut him in half. But
That dough's really nicely cooked, actually.
that was great. Try some of that. That's really
that is
It's
very
really
good, isn't it? Yeah.
And the nice thing is you can put whatever toppings people like in them as well, can't you?
Yeah, I think for my kids, it would probably just be the cheese and tomato sauce. But for grown-ups, you know, you can add a bit more.
But the nice thing is,
adventurous kids.
it doesn't
Don't
really
mind.
matter what the filling is. It's the theatre of it is still the same, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the effect. They're
Yeah.
a real showstopper, aren't they?
So comment and subscribe, and hopefully you can make these very soon at home yourself. It'd be brilliant. Thank you so much. They have come out awesome, and I think suitably spooky for our Halloween special.
Yeah, they're really good.
And yeah, well done. Really, really good.
Well, there is actually another. Obviously, not everyone's going to want to go out and buy one of these. So
Yeah.
there is another small video talking about some other things that you could do with kids for like a Halloween pizza ideas. So give that a watch and let us know what you think.
So, thank you so much for joining us. We've been Killing Next Tuesday. I've been Andy Smith,
And I'm Andy Taylor.
and join us again soon.
See you on the next one.